So will Capitol Hill be able to just shake it off? Joining us now right now is Szabo. He is the Vice President and General Counsel at NetChoice. He analyzes and testifies on tech, legislative, and regulatory initiatives. And Carl, apologies today, but no one said it was their fault. So what did we learn today?
You know, I felt like I was watching the movie Thank You for Smoking when Ticketmaster got up there and said, oh, it's not me, it's somebody else. Well, I'm sorry, Ticketmaster, you have one job, to sell tickets, and you failed. Now, we all have bad customer services all the time. And when we do, we go somewhere else. But unfortunately, Ticketmaster dominates everything, so there is nowhere to go. And that is the real problem. We've continued to see quality of services decline and fees continue to rise. That is evidence of a fundamental market failure, and that's the one that we talked about and we heard about from Congress today. And there is some hope. I am somewhat hopeful that we will see some good come out of this. First of all, there was endorsement of legislation called the BOSS Act. What that would address is simple things like transparency. Tell me how many tickets are going to actually be on sale, because as it turns out, not that many actually are available for you or me or Joe Q public, because Ticketmaster holds them back. Another thing that it would do is guarantee your right to transferability. Ticketmaster wants you to be locked into their system, buying the tickets, or even reselling them or giving them away to a friend. And of course, Ticketmaster opposed that legislation. They said, no, we cannot support such common sense legislation. Simultaneously, there is bipartisanship in DC, and Ticketmaster has made it possible. Everyone recognized, whether they were Democrat or Republican, that this is a monopoly, that they have monopoly power, they are abusing their monopoly power, and it is not only harming consumers, it's harming fans, the artists, as well as the venues. And so lots of people were calling for a complete breakup of Ticketmaster and Live Nation. Hey,
Carl, Live Nation said that bots were to blame for the debacle with Taylor Swift. How about bots for dummies? Can a bot buy a ticket? And if so, how were the bots used to really crash the sites?
So what a bot is, it's just a computer algorithm to try and scoop up all the tickets before you or I or anyone else can actually buy them. Human beings, basically. Computers are going to be faster. So back in 2016, 6 years ago, Live Nation, Ticketmaster, the entire ticketing industry supported new legislation called the BOTS Act. It was passed back 6 years ago. And what ended up happening was, well, Ticketmaster never reported anything. They had only one complaint to the Federal Trade Commission of abuse of bots. And at the end of the day, Ticketmaster has no real reason to actually complain. Their goal is to sell tickets. They don't care who buys them. And when it comes to computer algorithms beating out systems, there are computer algorithms all the time trying to hack every single network, your site, my website, our critical infrastructure, and we all figure out ways to deal with them. Ticketmaster has one job, sell tickets. So they're failing at their one job. And because there's nowhere else to go, it just undermines that this is a false complaint. And if the problem is bots, then guess what, Ticketmaster? You failed, and you should go find a new job and let somebody else take over rather than be the monopoly and dominant player that you are.
Carl, you pointed it out. Senator Blumenthal actually said that one of the good things that will come out of today's hearing is that both parties, Republicans and Democrats and independents, are upset about this. Take a listen.
Mr. Berchtold, I want to congratulate and thank you for an absolutely stunning achievement. You have brought together Republicans and Democrats in an absolutely unified cause. And may I suggest respectfully that, unfortunately, your approach today in this hearing is going to solidify that cooperation, because as I hear and read what you have to say, it's basically, it's not us. It's everyone but us. And the fact of the matter is that Live Nation, Ticketmaster, is the 800-pound gorilla.
So, Carl, yes or no, are you confident that based on what you heard and what you saw, something's going to happen?
Absolutely. We are going to...
Carl actually froze on us. I didn't really want a straight yes or no. We never really expect that. That was Carl Szabo with the tech world for joining us. He's also with George Mason University, which is just outside of Washington, D.C., but we will take that as a yes.